Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and this is gonna be me talking about my birth experience as a first time mom giving birth. You know, when you're a first time mom, you have no clue what is actually gonna happen. You have no idea what you're gonna expect. You have literally like no clue, like how you will feel, how you have the pain, like you have no idea. So for me, I'm here, and you guys, so at this time I was actually 18 years old and I was pregnant with a baby girl, and she's already like almost gonna be 2 in this November. And so when I was giving birth, the most crazy experience, I like got into my appointment that morning, and my OBGYN told me that my blood pressure is high, so she said she would wait for me for a couple minutes and then come back in and then take blood pressure again, and it was still high. So she told me that it would be best to get an induction earlier because of my blood pressure being so high. So we apparently got induction the same day as my appointment, which of November 11, 2016. And when she told me that I would actually get in like after 3 hours after my appointment. So after she left, I started bawling like crazy. Like I was crying so bad. I was like, well, this is actually happening, like I'm gonna have a baby, you know, like this is the most craziest thing ever. So after she left, we left, and then we went home to grab our diaper bag and all that stuff, and then I had to go to the store to get a few more stuff for myself because, you know, I did not prepare myself. This is like way too soon for me. So next time I'm gonna prepare myself a month ahead, just in case something happens, you know what I mean? Like I would have to get induced really early or something like that. But the thing is that I was getting it induced. I already have like a bed, I have like a room ready for me. And so I came in, and then the lady, one of the nurses, are like, oh, what are you doing here? I was like, oh, I'm getting induced today. She looks at me, she's like, you're small. Like my belly was tiny. Like she told me that my belly was kind of small, and I was like, no, I'm actually like this much weeks. And she's like, what? Like your belly's small. And I was like, yeah, I didn't know that. So after that, I went into my hospital room where I was staying, and oh my gosh, you guys, this is the most weirdest thing. Like I felt like I was like a baby, like they were babysitting me. It was like the most weirdest thing ever. Like it's so weird to feel that, you know what I mean? And so they gave me a robe, the hospital robe, and I went and put that on. They told me to get it fully naked, so I fully naked went on that, and I put the robe on, and I came out. I was like, look, this is awkward. I have like my whole back is showing, so you can see my booty. And it was pretty funny at that moment. So I went on the bed, and then the nurses started coming in. One of the nurses actually been working there for a while, for like a pretty long time. And then there's another nurse who has more experience, like who like hardly even been working there for a long time. But the thing is that this nurse that been working there for a long time, she was actually trying to poke a needle through my hand right here, and when she was poking it in, she couldn't get it in, so she had to like take it out. And so the other lady actually came. The other lady was there with me, and she's like, okay, she told the other lady, she's like, can you do this for me? I don't know, I felt like that nurse was weird. But the other lady, who had like hardly been there at this hospital, but she has like experience, she did it like right here. She put the IV in here. I think I'll probably insert a picture. And so yeah, the other lady that been working there for a long time, she gave me a pretty big bruise, like right here. Anyway, so this is at 3:00 p.m. and I'm all there waiting. I'm waiting for the contraction to kick in. I call my mom, like, Mom, I'm gonna give you birth right now. And she's like, no way, you're giving birth? I was like, yeah, Ma. I was like telling her. So she's like, because she lives like an hour and a half away from me, so she drove an hour and a half up here with my sister. And so they came in. She's like, you didn't get your epidural in? I was like, no, I didn't get my epidural in because I haven't got like anything kicked in yet. So this is like 10 or 9 o'clock, 8ish or 9 o'clock at night, and I got my epidural. Guys, you have no idea how painful that epidural was. The feeling of the the string thingy, oh my gosh, it was like worst feeling ever. It felt so weird. I hadn't even mascara. I looked like a panda, literally. I was squeezing Tuelik's hands so bad. I was like squeezing it. I was like, you have to hold your head down like this, and they actually like poke you through the back, and I'm like crying because this was so painful. So they answered to that. They laid me down, and I was pretty numb, like from my hips to the feet. I was pretty numb. And so they came in and they put like the P tube in. Yeah, this is so TMI, sorry guys, but this is what I actually experienced, which I did not know. No one told me this. And so they did this, and they gave me like stuff like you can't poo, you know, like after birth they give you some pills to poo, you know. So after that, like they actually checked me. I was actually 3 centimeters. Weird thing, because in the morning I was 2 and now I'm already 3. Like at 3 o'clock they checked me, I was a 3. I was like, this is weird, you know, like how I could have like made myself get into labor that day instead of them getting me induced. So when I was in the bed, one of the nurses checked me at night, and they said that Abby's actually head is the opposite. When you're supposed to give birth, you're supposed to have a certain way to give birth. The head's supposed to come out, but for Abby's head, she was actually the opposite. So apparently I think her head was sticking upways instead of downways, which you're supposed to be facing down. I don't know what way. Yeah, downways. Yeah, your baby's head is downways, but Abby's head face was upways. So they gave me this big giant peanut. Probably I'll show you, insert a picture right here. And that thing was funny. They would put you on the on one side, and then they put this peanut between your legs, and then an hour later they come and flip you, and then they put the peanut again like that. And they've been doing that for like quite a while. And so at 7 a.m. they came in, they broke my water. It felt like I peed. It felt so warm, you guys. This is so weird. But then the contractions started getting in every hour. My contractions and all that, I didn't feel them because I had the epidural in. And I actually have it written in here where I was actually giving birth. Okay, so at 7:59 they broke my water. Weirdest nurses ever. I feel like the nurse that had night shift was rude. You guys, I feel like she did not want me to give a baby that night, literally. Like, she did not want me to have a baby that night. I was like, really, woman? Like, you serious? Mom was like, I don't like her. I was like, I don't like her either. And my mom takes like blood. She's a laboratorian, and she takes blood from people, and she's like, okay. I showed the bruise the lady gave me, and she's like, but this is how I wrote it. Man, that felt so weird because it was so warm, and I was at 3 centimeters before they broke my water. But my contractions got worse. Man, every hour I was dilated. The pain was worse. I started to push probably 12 or 1 o'clock. I pushed for about 3 hours, you guys. I pushed for 3 hours. I didn't know. It felt like I was taking forever to push. So I was pushing for 3 hours, and apparently they were about to cut me, and I was like, no. I was like freaking out, like, you guys, I was so scared. I was like, please don't cut me, you know. So they actually like put this type of oil, and they were like kind of like doing this to kind of stretch it out, you know what I mean, to get the baby's head out. Well, anyway, I was pushing for 3 hours, and you guys, this feeling was the worst. You guys, this epidural only worked half of my like pain. I felt the other half. It hurt so bad. I was like crying. I was like, oh my god, get this thing out of me. Like, literally, I was so in pain. I was like, you guys, I have no idea how to take this, like handle this. I was like, man, I want to get the epidural still, like press the button to get the epidural in, but they're like, you can't do that anymore. So they told me actually hold my legs. So I was holding my legs and I was pushing, and I was like, you guys, I have to push. They said, no, don't push. I was like, I have to push, you guys. I can't handle this. I have to push. So they're like, okay. And they're like, they told me to breathe. So I breathe, and then I started like pushing. You guys, this is the moment when Abby's head actually started coming out. This is the painful thing ever, you guys. My sister, no, she'd been sitting in the bathroom for 2 hours, and so she's like, okay, I'm sick of sitting here. So she went out at the last hour of when I was about to give birth, and my mom was literally across from me. Thank God for my mom. I'm so blessful that she was actually there for having experience to see me give birth. And my sister, oh Lord, you guys, my sister was actually like 11 or 12 back then, you guys. Imagine her poor eyes. Oh my gosh, her eyes. So for those 3 hours I was pushing, something was actually going wrong. There was a lot of doctors there. I didn't notice that. And so this last moment when I was about to like push really hard, the doctor, there's another nurse right by me. So there's a nurse that came, and she got into the stool, and then she like got this like elbow thing right here, or like this part, I don't remember, because I was like busy, my eyes were closed because I was like pushing every single freaking like minute. And so she came out of nowhere, and right when I was about to push, she like jumps on my stomach so hard to get Abby's head out, like to get Abby's body out, because apparently Abby's shoulder got stuck in my hip or something like that. So that was the most painfulest thing. I like screamed, and afterwards they're like, the baby's out, and I was like, oh my, yes, you know, and I like was holding it, and I was like so excited. I was literally so happy. I was like, oh my god, this is weird. And I started crying. I was like, give me my mom. I was crying so bad. I was like, I need my mom. Literally, you guys, I was so happy that my mom was there, because literally I don't know what I would have did, because my husband already left to see the baby, and I'm here like bawling. I was like, guys, give me my mom. So I came with mom, and I was like crying. I was like, mom, I'm never having kids ever again. So she like closed my mouth. She's like, shh. I was like crying. But yeah, that was the weirdest stuff that actually ever happened to me. For experience that as a first-time mom, I had no clue what was actually gonna happen. Like, I had no idea how the pain was actually gonna be. I had no idea. My mom was like, Yolan, you only felt half of the pain. I was like, bro, I felt like the most painfulest thing in my whole entire world. Like, literally, I felt like all my like down there parts were like tearing and ripping, and oh my, everything was hurting. Literally, I was sweating so bad. I was like, it's cold in here, but it's like, I'm like burning, like really hot. Like literally, I was like sweating. My whole back was sweating. My like these nightgowns that they gave me I'm like sweating so bad. So yeah, that was my experience as a first-time mom and giving birth to my first child. She's like the most funniest little girl. She would make me laugh like every day. If I have like bad days, she would like crack me up a lot. She would say something funny, and I'm like like that. Come here, Abby. Come here. Yeah. So here is Abby. Okay. That. You go. I love you. Okay, bye. Oh, well, wait, but so yeah, that was my experience of my giving birth. So if you guys have any questions, you guys should comment down below. I'll tell you guys how I found out I was pregnant, so you guys should stay tuned, and I'll talk to you guys later.